In this session, we're going to look at what it takes to create an effective data governance program. And as we do that, I'd like you to think about something. Is data an asset in your enterprise? I ask this question very often, and the universal answer I get to that is yes. But then I ask people the second question. What do you do to manage this asset? And that's when I get the blank stares. So I want you to think about that. What do you really do to manage information as an asset in your enterprise? Because that will lead you to understanding why data governance is so important and how your data governance practices can help you support regulatory compliance. We're going to address these questions as we look at the importance of managing data as an asset and 5 challenges that we have towards data management. And then we will conclude with some of the critical success factors and a brief summary. As we go through this, you will understand why data often is not well managed, what are some of the strategic actions that you need to take to manage the data assets, and how data governance can help you improve the credibility and value of those data assets. I'm Jonathan Geiger. I'm an Executive Vice President with Intelligence Solutions, and I often work with clients in helping them understand deficiencies in data governance and what they need to do in order to improve their environments. So let's start out with why it's important. And in order to understand that, we need to look at what's the difficulty in doing it. Why don't we really manage data as an asset? And the first thing we'll say is, well, you can't touch it. It's not tangible. It's not something we have on our balance sheet. But there are companies that do put things that are not tangible on their balance sheet. Goodwill, for example, is often on balance sheets and is assigned a value. So why is it so difficult to determine the value of data, and why don't we do it? I'll even pose a different question. Think about your data. Is the value positive or negative? On your balance sheet, would it be an asset or a liability? Because as you look at decisions your company makes based on data, if you make poor decisions based on data, its value may actually be negative. Doesn't matter how much you've invested, the value ultimately is in how you can use it to help your company. And so to manage data, we need to do the same thing that we need to do for any other asset. We have to plan for it. We have to look at getting it, do something while we have it, get it out to people, and eventually get rid of it. Records retention, for example, and data retention is an aspect of information asset management, and it is one that is often ignored. We found it interesting, for example, with data that it's ignored because, storage is cheap. But keep in mind that if you have data that you don't need, it can be a liability for your company.